Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. We are happy to meet with you again to share the wonderful message, the wonderful teachings realized by a Buddha. So let us go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha and observe 5 precepts before we go for the Dhamma sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅgaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅgaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅgaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, children, there's a challenge for you. What's the challenge? You have to observe the 5 precepts and protect it. Now, there's another main challenge as well. That is to always remember the refuge. Keep the refuge from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. We should not get away from the refuge, from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So, the moment you start thinking unwisely, you are away from the Buddha's refuge. But the moment you start and continue and think, keep on thinking according to the Buddha's realization, you have the refuge from the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So, that is the greatest challenge. And the next challenge is to protect the 5 precepts. So, let's observe the 5 precepts and observe these 5 precepts until I meet you again in next Saturday in the program. Then in next Saturday, again you'll have a strong determination to observe and protect the 5 precepts. So, if you break the 5 precepts in between, again observe it. So, it's always good for children and for adults to observe the 5 precepts early morning. After you wake up, after you brush your teeth, go to the Buddha statue, sit and offer a glass of water, light a lamp and observe the 5 precepts. At least observe the 5 precepts. Then before you go to sleep, again observe the 5 precepts, because in the daytime, maybe without, due to lack of mindfulness, you would have broken a precept. So if you can observe the 5 precepts in the night before you go to sleep, then you don't have to worry. Even if you die in the night, you are virtuous. You are virtuous. So let's observe the 5 precepts. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, let's learn the Buddha's teachings. Let's go for the sermon. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. It's difficult to concentrate to do good deeds. Sometimes, if you do the Buddha Vandana in the morning, in the evening you might not feel like doing the Buddha Vandana. Your parents might need to force you. Sometimes, we might not feel like meditating every day. Easily we might give up. But playing with friends, watching cartoons, playing games, video games, those things we feel like doing it every day. But learning Dhamma, meditating, observing precepts, meeting monks, those things we have to put a lot of effort to cultivate and practice wholesome deeds. Why is that, children? Do you have such a nature? If you do not have, you are extremely grateful. But if we get lazy, if we feel like lazy to meditate and to learn suttas, to read suttas, to listen to Dhamma sermons, if we feel bored to do that, there is a reason for it. The reason is not knowing the reality of life. We should know what could happen to us at any time. Any time, there are things that we have to face in life that are miserable. We should know about our future. Future in the sense not whether we could become what will happen in 2014 or what will happen in 2015. Future means, children, not something that will happen in next year or after 5 years. Future means generally in the time to come in the future. So there are things that are unavoidable in life. So the things that are unavoidable, miserable things that are unavoidable, we have to experience in life. Then we would experience sadness. So as children, I don't think you all would like to experience sadness and live with sadness. So if you learn the Buddha's teachings very well, if you learn the value of practicing wholesome deeds, you will not get lazy. You will feel like meditating every day. You will have more interest than playing games and playing with your friends and watching cartoon to learn the Buddha's teachings when you know the reality of life. For an example, I told what could happen to us in future, what will happen to us in the present. When we are aware of our life and also how our lives were in the past, when we know these three moments, the past, present and future, the true nature of our lives, when you are aware of that, you will peacefully, with a good mindset, without your parents forcing you, you will be able to practice Dhamma on your own. So do you like that, children? Great. So this sermon will help you to develop effort. So today we are going to learn about archers. From archers we are going to learn a lesson today. So this sutta is in Samyutta Nikaya, in the book of Samyutta Nikaya, in Nidana Vagga, in the Opama Samyutta, that means about similes. At Savatthi, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus. Buddha said, "Dear bhikkhus, imagine there are 4 archers with bows and arrows." How many archers now? 4 archers. Now these 4 archers are facing 4 directions. If one archer is facing north, the other one is facing south. Then if the other archer is facing west, the other archer is facing east. So all these four archers are facing opposite direction. Then what happened? Now they are ready to shoot arrow towards four directions. Now they are very powerful, very well skilled. Then what happens with the preachers? Because suppose a man comes to that place, a very energetic person, another man comes to this place where four people are ready to shoot arrow, and he thinks now now after these four archers hit the arrows, after they release the arrows with a higher speed, I would pick all the four arrows before these arrows fall to the ground. A man thinks to pick up the four arrows that is hit at one time, in one instance, those arrows are released in one moment. At one time, all the arrows are released. Now, this person who came to this place thinks that he would pick all those arrows before these arrows land to the ground. Did you understand what this man thinks? Yeah, he is wishing to pick up all the arrows, catch all the arrows before those four arrows are landed to the ground. Then the bhikkhus said, the Blessed One asked the bhikkhus, dear bhikkhus, what do you think about that person who is able to go and pick the four arrows before falling to the ground when it is hit one time, when it is released at one time? Then the monk said, Blessed One, we don't have to think about four people. Even if one person, if that man can go and pick one arrow before it touches the ground, it is an extremely great act. It is an extremely rare possibility. It is extremely a difficult task. Then Buddha preached, dear bhikkhus, keep that simile away now. Children, keep that simile away now. Buddha preached, dear bhikkhus, imagine, children, Buddha preaches that the speed of the sun and moon, that means the movement of the sun and moon is more faster than that person who is chasing after the four arrows. Just imagine that man running behind those four arrows, the speed of that man who's chasing after the four arrows to pick them up before it falls to the ground. Buddha said, compared to that man's speed, the speed of the sun and moon, the movement of the sun and moon is far more greater than that man's speed. Then Buddha preaches afterwards, dear bhikkhus, the speed of the divine beings bound to the sun and moon are moving faster than the sun and moon, has more energy than the sun and the moon. Then imagine. Then finally Buddha preaches, dear bhikkhus, our speed of losing the lifespan, our life ends day by day. Our life is getting used up day by day, more than the speed of that man who can pick up the four arrows before it touches the ground. Our life ends more than the speed of the sun and the moon, and the life ends more than the speed of the devas bound, the divine beings bound to the sun and the moon. Day by day we are losing the time that we have to live. If we realize that our life is moving so fast, will we just spend our time unnecessarily without practicing wholesome deeds? Will we spend our valuable time that is precious, so precious, this rarely obtained human life, to play games, to fight, to spend time watching unnecessary cartoons which makes you funny? You are watching at the TV and smiling alone, laughing for things just a cartoon does. Sometimes you watch a movie and they are crying. You're also crying on the seat. Just watching that you cry. No reason. Asking for troubles. Sometimes we see beautiful things, but we can't afford to buy them. After watching that, we keep on thinking, when can I have that? When can I buy that? Why do we need to suffer like that, children? Don't spend the valuable time in a wrong way. Spend this rare life in a valuable way. Make a good timetable for the day, from morning until evening, for you to practice good qualities. No, there are only 7 days for a week. For 7 days, have 7 qualities. If Monday loving kindness, practice loving kindness whole day. Then Tuesday compassion, Wednesday generosity, Thursday recall the impermanence nature, Friday try to see good in others, in your parents, with your brothers and sisters. Then Saturday you can do Bodhi Vandana. Then Sunday you can clean a monastery. So like that, try to practice qualities. Take this challenge of practicing qualities with the hope of attaining Nibbana. Not to show off even, not because we are just Buddhists, not because our parents are Buddhists, because we have a problem, children. What's the problem? Our life is ending very fast. We can't predict when. Now, when we buy something, we expect a warranty period, like your parents or anyone. When we buy something from shops, they will tell you, okay, 2 years warranty period. When we know that there's a 2 years warranty period, there is some happiness in our life. There is some happiness of buying that. Why? We know that even if it breaks within 2 years, we will be able to get a replace. But if you lose this life, what replacement we could get? What replacement we could get? There is a wonderful replacement. What is that replacement we get? From what could we get a good replacement? From good deeds. Your money can turn into good karma. How? By practicing generosity. So when you use money to practice generosity, that money can be taken to the next life. But if you just keep money at home, can you take that money to the next life? No. But if you use money to practice generosity, that good karma will give you a good life. Learn the secrets. Learn this secret. Learn the treasure of Dhamma. Learn the Buddha's realization. Children, this is the Buddha's wisdom. The great Buddha's wisdom. Our Shakyamuni Gautama Buddha's realization. Our great sages' realization. All the Buddhas realized the same Dhamma. Children, so today's sermon is, we should remember, we should understand that our life is ending very fast. So it's like more than the speed of a man chasing after 4 arrows, and more than the speed of the sun and the moon, and more than the speed of the devas bound to the sun and moon. So we should be diligent. What should we be, children? We should be diligent. There's a nice chapter in Dhammapada. So if you have the Maha Mangala Dhammapada books, why don't you read the Dhammapada Vagga? There's a Vagga, Appamada Vagga. What's the section? Appamada Vagga in Dhammapada book. I hope you have this book. I'll show the book to you. This is the book. You can get it online as well. Go to Maha Mangala website and find for this book and read it. I think this is online, it's free. You can read the entire book if you go to Maha Mangala website, to the English Maha Mangala website, and find this book. Now let's hear the Buddha's realization about Appamada. The wise person is energetic, mindful, pure in conduct. Pure in what? Conduct. Now you purify your body, you bathe, but your conduct also should be purified. Considerate in action. That means before they do something, they should know what they are doing. While they are doing, they should know what they are doing. After doing something, they should know what they are doing, what they have done. Then self-restrained. Restraint, that means he has guarded the sense faculties. He has guarded the sense faculties. He controls the sense faculties. Then, and he is righteous. He is righteous, that means he lives a good life. He knows what is good and bad. And he abandons the bad actions. That diligent person's glory grows day by day. That diligent person's glory grows day by day. So if you like to develop your glory, your good name, the love that you get from your mother and father and from your friends, what should you do, children? Practice wholesome deeds by knowing the limited time that we have to live in this human world. Remember, we have only a very limited time, and that is getting wasted very fast. Just think of the past years that you have lived. If you are 10 years, think of the past 10 years. Do you feel like 10 years? No. You may just feel like 1 or 2 days. So think back whether we have done wholesome deeds. If you have not done wholesome deeds, now there is a chance for you. Start doing wholesome deeds. So may you have the opportunity to become heedful by learning the Buddha's teachings. And you have a homework to do. Read the Appamadavagga from Dhammapada book about diligence. So by learning these Buddha's teachings, may you have the opportunity to become diligent and realize the Buddha's teachings in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Dear children, now you have come to the meditation session. So today we will be practicing loving kindness meditation. Children, when you practice loving kindness meditation, you will experience 11 benefits. So first of all, I will teach you the 11 benefits. Then you will have a happy mind to practice the loving kindness meditation. Children, this loving kindness meditation should be practiced just like a vehicle. Like a vehicle is moving, we should always practice loving kindness. So the benefits are, when you practice loving kindness meditation, you will sleep very well. You can wake up very well. You won't see evil dreams. You will become dear to humans, and also you will become dear to non-humans. Deities will protect you, and no fire, no poison, no weapon can affect someone. One can concentrate the mind quickly. One's facial complexion is serene. One dies without any confusion. If one does not attain a higher stage of enlightenment, one will be reborn in the Brahma world. So if you like to go to a Brahma world, what should you do, children? Practice loving kindness meditation. Now, haven't you seen evil dreams? Falling from high-rise buildings, from mountains in the night? Haven't you seen funerals, nightmares, funerals in the night? So if you don't like to see these evil dreams, what should you practice? Loving kindness. Genuinely spreading thoughts of loving kindness. Genuinely practicing wholesome thoughts and practicing wholesome qualities. So let's practice loving kindness meditation. Now close your eyes. Sit in a comfortable posture. Sit in a comfortable posture and then close your eyes and think according to what I say. I am too closing my eyes and meditating. So I will utter the verses of loving kindness meditation genuinely, wholeheartedly. Wish for the happiness of others and wish for the happiness of yourself and others too. So listen to me and think according to what I say. Sit in a comfortable posture. Okay, now let's spread loving kindness. May I be free from anger. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from jealousy. May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. May I live in peace. May I live happily. Now let's wish for the happiness of the beings who are living at the place you are right now. It could be your house. May all beings in this place be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in this city. Now, children, there are many beings in this city. There are animals, creatures, demons. There are many non-human beings and many human beings also. So try to spread loving kindness to all those beings. Think that there are enormous living beings in this city. Think of them and spread loving kindness. May all beings in this city be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in this province be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. May all beings in this province be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in this country be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. Children, next, we are going to spread loving kindness towards all beings living in this world. So think about the world. Okay, now let's spread loving kindness. May all beings in this world be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in all worlds. Now, children, we should think of all beings in all worlds. Without neglecting anyone, we can spread loving kindness. How fortunate we are. Let's spread loving kindness to all living beings in all worlds. May all beings in all worlds Be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings be well and happy. Be well and happy. Now slowly open your eyes. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, dear children. Now you all have come to hear the good deeds that you have done. Now you have come to the session to hear your own good deeds. So Swamin Wahansa is happy to read your good deeds and to rejoice in your good deeds and gain merit by rejoicing in your good deeds. So you are helping others to rejoice in your good deeds and help others to attain Nibbana as well. So now let's read a good deed done by one child. These are my meritorious deeds. I observed 8 precepts on the Poya day. We offered milk rice to the Supreme Buddha in the morning and did the Buddha Vandana, offering milk rice in the morning. Then we offered Daval Buddha Puja. In the evening we offered 3 oil lamps for the Supreme Buddha. 3 oil lamps for the Supreme Buddha, Arahant Angulimala and Arahant Bakula. We also offered Gilampasa. Children, why do you have to offer 3 oil lamps these days? Loku Swamin Wahansa, our Loku Swamin Wahansa instructed us to offer 1 oil lamp to the Buddha, 1 oil lamp to Arahant Angulimala and 1 oil lamp, another oil lamp to Arahant Bakula. That is to what? To overcome this coronavirus affection, this pandemic. To overcome this coronavirus pandemic. So That's why we are offering 3 oil lamps and expecting well-being and to overcome this pandemic as soon as possible, and also to help the patients who are suffering from coronavirus for them to overcome that disease as soon as possible. Then this little child, I gave food to the animals outside in our garden. I meditated. I listened to the YouTube programs, English poem program, and my parents listened to Shraddha TV. The parents have listened to the Sinhala program, and the Puta have listened to the English program. I chanted Ratana Sutta, Karaniyametta Sutta, Angulimala Paritta, and Kanda Paritta about 4 times on the Poya day, on the 7th of April. How many times we have chanted? 4 times. We rejoice all those 4 occasions. We rejoice all those 4 times of chanting merit by you, Puta. Then we gave a bag of vegetables and groceries to our neighbor who was in need. I don't know where this child is living, in which country, but the name is not mentioned. My parents and I do Buddha Vandana every evening and chant Ratana Sutta, Kanda Paritta, Mora Paritta, Angulimala Paritta, Karaniyametta Sutta, and Sadbuddha Vandana. May you all rejoice my meritorious deeds. Namo Buddhaya. Puta, we are wholeheartedly rejoicing in your merit. Puta, even if you have not mentioned your name, don't worry. Your good deeds are enough for us. We are so happy after hearing your good deeds. So may all the kids who are listening to this program right now, taking part in this program, rejoice in this little son's or daughter's good deed. And may all of us realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Like these children, if you like to share your good deeds with us and share your good ideas and any Dhamma story that you have learned, and also I would also be happy if you can share the way you think. Then the other children also will learn how to think according to the Buddha. How to think when your parents called you. Okay, first question I'm giving you now. Okay, write down. How to think wisely when your parents called you and correct you. How to think, that's the first question. Okay. Second question. How to think wisely if your siblings, if your brother or sister is tearing your pages, messing your things, disturbing you. The second question. The third question. How could you help your grandparents? How could you help your grandparents? Then another question for you all today. Then how can you do your own work as a kid? What are the things that you can do on your own as a child who is maybe 12 years or 13 years below? Very good. Then 4 questions. I think 4 questions are enough for today. Okay, one more question. What would you do if you don't feel like learning Dhamma or meditating? What could you do or what could you think? Okay, now, so write to us. The email address will appear in the screen and the telephone number. You can send a WhatsApp message or an email address. I think writing an email is very genuine and very respectful. But if you want to send instant messages, you can send a speed message. You can use WhatsApp. But then sending an email is much better, than I can read it nicely. So when you send the email, organize it properly. Put the question and write the answer. Put the question and write the answer. If not, Bhante won't read. So let's all of us rejoice in the recent good deed that child has done. So may that Puta be well and happy, have happiness, and realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, there's another message from New Jersey, from America. So, 2 sisters, Inula and her sister. So your sister's name, I can't pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Next time, write in a way I can pronounce it, because I am scared to pronounce it. I am worried that I might pronounce it. I might not pronounce it properly. So Inula is telling, I am 10 years old and my sister is 12. We are from New Jersey, America. Usually we go to the Maha Mangala Buddhist Vihara in New Jersey. But when we watch Shraddha TV Children's Dhamma program, we feel like we are at Maha Mangala Monastery in New Jersey. Very good. When the coronavirus started, our family started chanting the Ratana Sutta, Angulimala Sutta, Karanimetta Sutta, and the Mora Paritta. We also offer Gilampasa to the Supreme Buddha. I would like to share these merits with you all. So, Inulya, and her sister's name is, I'll try to pronounce it, if not your sister might get angry with me. Gangulal or Gangulal, either it's Gangulal or Gangulal. One of the names. So better put names that can be read by monks. Okay. So let's share merit with Inul and her sister. So may they be well and happy. May they have long life. They're living in America. So I hope you all are well and happy, Puta. I hope you all are taking necessary precautions. Don't go out of the house. Stay inside the house. Always wash the hands. Stay safe. So especially all of us who is watching Shraddha TV right now, let's bless these two kids and their parents who's living in America. A lot of people are affected in America. So Inulya Dua, and may your sister be well and happy by the power of all the merits accumulated by all the monks in Maha Mangala Buddhist Monastery, by the power of merits accumulated by all of us watching Shraddha TV right now. May your entire family be well and happy, be well and happy. May your entire family realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, there is another email from Kyle Disanayak. Kyle always send emails to me. In each and every program, Kyle and Kylie are always interacting with me. That's good. So you should associate monks. You should associate Kalyana Mittas. So, dear Swamin Wahansa, many merits to you all, Swamin Wahansa, for teaching us Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, Kyle is telling, I would like to share a merit that I have done today with you all. We have offered medicine, drinks, water, fragrance and flowers to the Supreme Buddha and all the Arahants who lived in this world. Also, I would like to share another merit from my merit book. He has a merit book. Now children, the other children who's listening to this program right now, now you can start writing a merit book. Okay, add another question for today's program. Add a question for today's program. What's the question? What's the question, children? You should reply to me, the ones who have started writing a merit book. And if you have written something from the merit book, send us a message. Very good. So that's a suggestion. So he says, I like to share another merit from my merit book. He is trying to share a merit from the merit book. One more thing, children, you all also should start writing a merit book. So if you have written something, if you are already writing a merit book, if you are used to do this, share a good deed with us from the merit book. Then we can share that merit with others through this program. So do you know how to send it to us? Send to the email that is appearing in the screen, that appears in the screen, or to the contact number. This was happened on 13th of April 2019. We had Arahant Vandana at our home. Arahantaka Vandana, that means worshipping the great Arahants. We offered many colorful flowers, garlands, medicine, drinks, honey, lights and candles. We made 2 sets of these offerings. First set we offered to our Supreme Buddha. And the second set we offered to great Arahants. At the end, we offered robes to the Swami Wahanse who came from Maha Mangala monastery. See, they know how to do things in an organized way and do a merit that is a complete merit, not halfway, a complete merit. Then, after Swami Wahanse left, we gave food to the people who came for the Vandana. Brian, Rehan, and this family, I think, quite similar. Why? Now, what happens? Buddha preached. When you practice the Buddha's teachings, all will come to one idea. What's the idea? Attaining Nibbana. Once they come to that idea, there's only one path to follow, the Noble Eightfold Path. Then everyone will have like minds. Then everyone can live peacefully. See, the problem is not everyone is like-minded. If someone likes to offer dana, the other person will ask, why we need to offer things? Why can't they earn and survive? So, why do we need precepts? Why do we need to meditate? Don't ever have hopes to live with such people even. Asevanacha balana. Don't associate foolish people. Pandita nancha sevana. Associate wise people. Kyle and Kylie, they are from one family. So Kyle is telling, then I have a question for you. Kyle, that is during the question and answers. So during the question and answers, I will answer for the question. So that's for today's good deeds session. So today we heard good deeds done by children. So may all the Dhamma friends, all the children who learn these good deeds, rejoice in these good deeds, and may Kyle and everyone who shared their good deeds realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Children, fortunately we were born as human beings. Once we were born as human beings, since we were born as human beings, we were able to talk. We were able to think. We are able to perform various actions. So now as human beings, since we can talk, we can ask questions. But can animals ask questions? Can animals clarify their doubts? No. When they are hungry, they can bark, they can yell, they can scream. But we as human beings, we can use our lives to direct to a better life. Direct towards a good path, that is the Buddha's path. So now you have come to the session for asking questions, to get answers for your questions, to become wise. So you all are taking part in these programs because fortunately you were born as human beings. And after being born as human beings, you got the most important thing that you should receive as a human being. What is that? The refuge from the Buddha. Meeting a Buddha and hearing the sublime from a Buddha. So the first question is, why do we feel sad? Why do we feel sad, children? Do you all feel sad these days? Because you are unable to meet your friends, no games, all online games, right, these days? Physically you can't go to a ground and play, you can't meet your friends anymore. So why do we feel sad? Because there are many reasons. And we feel lonely. So when we feel lonely, that is also a kind of sadness. Another way of we feel sad. When you're lonely, you feel sad. The reason is we feel sad because of our undeveloped mind. That's the main reason. We feel sad because of craving. Children, why do we feel sad? There are various incidents we feel sad. Now if we take the first noble truth, separating from loved ones is something that makes you sad. Mixing with people that we do not like is something that makes you sad. diseases, old age, death is something that makes you sad. Then not getting what you want, that means you like to remain young, beautiful every day, energetic, but those things won't remain. So we have strong desires to live and to have things the way we want. Why do we have such desires? Because there is something called craving in our lives, in our mind. We live with craving. So craving is the second noble truth. So because of craving, we can't give up things very fast. We try to cling to things, we are attached to things, then we can't live without them. So if we do not have craving, we won't get attached to things. So remember, we feel sad because we are attached to something. Why are we attached to things? Because we think that the things are permanent. These permanent things will give us happiness, and these things will be under our control. Now think wisely, children. Take a moment and think wisely. Can you find anything in this world that will remain forever, that will last forever with the same appearance and with the same quality, in the same manner? Think no. Then, if something is not lasting in the same manner, will that give you happiness or suffering? If something is changing to worst, will that give you happiness or suffering? That gives you suffering. So if something is not lasting forever, and if that gives you suffering, is it under your control or beyond control? Can you keep the way you want, or is it not under your control? Does it behave according to the way it wants? Things are beyond control. So if you understand this phenomena, this nature of everything in this world, will you get attached to anything in this world? No. When you don't get attached to anything, will you feel sad, children? No. So, children, why do we feel sad? We feel sad because of attachment. So, why do we get attached to things? Because of craving. So, craving arises due to ignorance. When we do not know the Four Noble Truths, the reality of life, we crave for things. When you do not know that things are impermanent, things, everything, all these things are subjected to suffering, changing, and you do not know, if you do not know that things are not under your control, those things will make you sad. That wrong thinking, those objects, when you use things, when you see things, and when you experience things with wrong views, that thinking, that wrong thinking will make you sad. So that's the reason we feel sad. Are we repeatedly born as human beings? Are we? Will we born as human beings again and again? Some people might be thinking like that. Children, if we can be born as human beings again and again, have you seen anyone like that who has born as human beings again and again? Children, what do you think about the numbers of human beings and animals? The number of human beings are more, or number of animals are more in this world? The number of animals are more. The number of worms, the number of fish in the sea, the number of birds, the number of reptiles are more, or humans? Animals are more animals are living in this world than human beings. So, birth as a human being, Buddha gave a simile for that. Buddha taught us with a simile to teach us the chance to be born as a human being, and also a nice simile to understand the chance for a human being to be born as a human being again. Buddha preached one day. Buddha took some soil to the fingernail, and Buddha asked, "Dear bhikkhus, what do you think? The amount of the soil on the fingernail is more, or the amount of soil on the earth? What is more, children? Think now. What is more? The amount of soil on the fingernail, or the amount of soil on the earth?" The amount of soil on the earth. And the amount of soil on the fingernail is very little. Buddha preached, human beings like the amount of soil on the fingernail. Human beings like Out of all the human beings, okay, out of all the human beings like the amount of fingernail are born as humans again after their death. But human beings like the entire earth, soil like the entire earth, are born among animals, among ghosts, among hell beings. Very few beings like beings compared to the soil on the fingernail, are born among devas also. So we are not born as human beings repeatedly again and again unless we have a special merit. There were arahants who said they were born among humans repeatedly. They come to human world, again go to divine world. Divine world, human world. Human world, divine world. Divine world, human world. Like that, consecutive 7 births. The last birth, they attain Nibbana. So, we can't predict our future, but we can predict the Nibbana. So, if you attain Nibbana, birth in a human world, we can't predict that we can ever remain in a divine world. But once you attain Nibbana, that's for sure, you are not born again and again repeatedly. So, birth as a human being, even if you are born as human beings again and again, won't you experience diseases like coronavirus anymore in future? Want to experience diseases like coronavirus in future? We'll experience. Then won't we have enemies? We will have enemies. Then natural disasters, diseases, old age, death, then schooling, homework, stomachache, eye diseases, cholera, diabetics, blood pressure, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, heart attacks. Do you want these things, children? If you do not like these things, in what you should delight? You should delight birth in a divine world and also attaining Nibbana. Then you all are protected. Then, again, are we born in divine worlds forever? No, we are not born in divine worlds forever. Birth in a divine world is also impermanent. Birth in a divine world is also impermanent. So by learning these wonderful answers for these questions, may you be able to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Meritorious children, now we have come to the session of Paritta chanting. Now get ready with the Paritta chanting books, the Maha Mangala Pali English Paritta chanting book, and turn to page 17. Turn to page 17. We are going to chant Maha Mangala Sutta, Discourse on Blessings. Children, once a divine being, even divine beings during the Buddha's time, were wondering about blessings. What we should really do to get blessings for our lives. People do various things to get blessings for their lives. So, a divine being thought to know about and to learn about the highest blessings. He decided to go and meet the Buddha. He decided to meet the Buddha and ask from the Buddha for the highest blessings. Now, who came to meet the Buddha to know about highest blessings? A divine being. So as humans, we should also learn from the Buddha. So let's chant the Maha Mangala Sutta together with me. First of all, let's pay homage to the Buddha 3 times and chant in Pali and English. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evam me sutang ekang samayang bhagava
Savatthiyang viharati jetavane Anatha pindikassa arame Athako anyatara devata Abhikantaya rattiya Abhikantavanna kevala kappang Jetvanang obhasetva Yena bhagavaten upasankami Upasankamitva bhagavantang Abhivadetva Ekamantang atthasi Ekamantang thita khosa devata Bhagavantang gathaya ajhabasi Thus have I heard on one occasion the Blessed One was living in Savatthi at Jetavana at Anathapindika's monastery. Now when the night was far advanced, a certain deity whose surpassing radiance illuminated the whole of Jetavana approached the Blessed One, respectfully saluted him, and stood to one side. Standing thus, he addressed the Blessed One in verse. Bahudeva manussacha mangalani achintayung akankhamana sotthanang bruhi mangalamuttamang. Many deities and humans longing for happiness have pondered on the questions of blessings. Pray tell me, what are the highest blessings? Asevana cha balanang, panditanang cha sevanam, puja cha pujaniyanang, etam mangalamuttamang. Not to associate with the foolish, but to associate with the wise, and to honor those worthy of honor. These are the highest blessings. Patirupadesa vasocha pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidhicha etang mangalamuttamang. To reside in a suitable locality, to have performed meritorious actions in the past, and to set oneself in the right direction. These are the highest blessings. Bahu satchancha sippancha Vinayocha susikhito subhasita chaya vacha etang mangalamuttamang. Bahu satchancha sippancha vinayocha susikhito subhasita chaya vacha etang mangalamuttamang. Was learning, skill in handicraft, well-grounded in discipline, and pleasant speech. These are the highest blessings. Mata pitu pathanang puttadarassa sangaho anakulacha kammanta etang mangalamuttamang. To support one's father and mother, to cherish one's wife and children, and to be engaged in peaceful occupations. These are the highest blessings. Dhanancha dhammacharyacha jnatakanancha sangaho anavajjani kammani etang mangalamuttamang. Dhanancha dhammacharyacha jnatakanancha sangaho anavajjani kammani etang mangalamuttamang. Generosity, righteous conduct, giving assistance to relatives, and doing blameless deeds. These are the highest blessings. Arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamo appamado cha dhammesu etang mangalamuttamang. To cease and abstain from evil, to abstain from intoxicating drinks, and to be diligent in practicing the Dhamma. These are the highest blessings. Garavocha nivatocha santutthicha katang yuta kalena dhamma savanang etang mangalamuttamang. Paying reverence to those who are worthy of reverence, humility, contentment, gratitude, and the timely hearing of the Dhamma. These are the highest blessings. Khanti cha sova chassata samananancha dasanang kalena dhamma sakacca etang mangalamuttamang. Patience, obedience, meeting monks, and timely discussions on the Dhamma. These are the highest blessings. Tapocha brahmacharyancha Arya Satchana Dasanang Nibbana Satchikiriyacha Etang Mangalamuttamang. Self-control, chastity, understanding the noble truths, and the realization of Nibbana. These are the highest blessings. Buddhassa loka dhammehi cittang yassana kampati asokang virajang khemang etang mangalamuttamang. The mind that is not touched by the ups and downs of life, the mind that is free from sorrow, stainless and secure. These are the highest blessings. Etadisani katvana sabbatham aparajita sabbatha sotting gaccanti tang tesang mangalamuttammanti. Those who have achieved these blessings are victorious everywhere, and they succeed in all their goals. For them, these are the highest blessings. Etena saccena suvatti hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya. Now we have come to the session of sharing merit. with all our loved ones, and also with divine beings, and also with the ones who have passed away. So when we share merit, others will be blessed by this merit. They can rejoice in this merit, and also we can bless others by the power of this merit. Even if they are not listening to this program, we can bless our loved ones by the power of the merit we have accumulated. So the today's program was sponsored by a family from Canada, by Ravi Samarakon Upasaka and his wife Sandakala, and their children, loved ones, Sachin and Sashini, living in Montreal. So they are hoping to share merit with divine beings, and also especially with a departed person who has passed away. Being grateful to him, Ravi Samarkon is happy to share merit with him. So first of all, let's share merit with all the divine beings. May all the divine beings rejoice in this merit. May they rejoice in these meritorious deeds. May all the divine beings develop in Shraddha. May they develop in virtue. May they develop in the knowledge of the Buddha's teachings. May they develop in generosity and wisdom. And may all the divine beings help us to overcome this coronavirus as soon as possible. May all the divine beings help everyone in this world to live happily and to overcome this pandemic as soon as possible. And may all the divine beings realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let us share merit with late Dayasena Nayaka, Ravi Samarkon Upasaka, who wants to share merit with his mentor and his guru. So he has mentioned a former deputy chairman of Sri Lanka's leading company at that time, Selinco Group, Mr. Late Dayasena Nayaka, passed away peacefully on April 15th. It is dedicated to his hard work, training, and mentored hundreds and thousands of youth to build their lives and become best in their fields as CEO, chief executive officers, managing directors and general managers, experts, etc., locally and worldwide. So, being grateful for his teacher, Ravi Samarkon Upasaka would like to share merit with late Daya Sena Nayaka. So may all the departed relatives of all of us rejoice in this merit. May everyone who passed away from the coronavirus rejoice in this merit, and may everyone have happy lives, and may they escape from suffering, and may they be happy, and may they escape from suffering as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let us share merit with our teacher, our Lokaswamin Mahansa, and the respected Maha Sangha of Maha Mangala Buddhist monasteries and all over the world. And let us share merit with the nuns of Maha Mangala Buddhist monasteries and all over the world. And may the Maha Sangha and the nuns realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today's program was sponsored by a family living in Canada, in Montreal. So the program was sponsored by Ravi Samarakon and his wife Sandakala and their children Sachin and Sashini, living in Montreal, who was supporting the Winnipeg Monastery. And may they be well and happy. May they develop in wisdom. May they develop in faith towards the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And may they realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also the father has mentioned to bless their children in Canada, and all the children in Canada. We are happy to bless all the children in Canada and all over the world. So propagating this Dhamma to overcome diseases forever. By that merit, may everyone overcome from this coronavirus, and may all the children who's listening to this program and the kids of Ravi Samarkon be well and happy, have happiness, have long life, and may everyone realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the devotees who are sponsoring as a monthly donation for Shraddha TV May they be well and happy, have happiness, and may they be protected by the Buddha's teachings. May they not get affected by this coronavirus, and may they also have long life and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Hope to see you in the next program.